I was always interested in Central Asia and Central Asian languages. I had had a little bit of experience in Kyrgyzstan, so I was already interested in Kazakh and all of the Turkic languages. And in my first quarter at UW, I met Talant Malkonula, who's the Central Asia guy at UW. And he invited me to his Kazakh class, which was actually second year. But because I had a little bit of experience with Kyrgyz, I was able to just jump into the second year and study with him for 2 quarters. And it was an amazing experience. One of my best language learning experiences in higher education, I'd say. Everybody was highly motivated. I could ask all the questions I wanted, and he's a Turkologist. So there's really not a better person to learn with. I was able to get really deep into the grammar and learn the languages the way that I wanted to. And that also helped me with my linguistics education. And I actually had an opportunity to go to Kazakhstan last year. After I'd been studying with him for 2 quarters, I studied abroad in Kazakhstan for a quarter. My knowledge of Kazakh definitely opened a lot of doors for me while I was there. So just being a foreigner who came specifically to learn Kazakh made people warm up to me in a way that they just didn't to other foreigners. And I had all sorts of amazing experiences, getting invited to people's houses, eating amazing dinners, going on trips with people. Everybody was just excited to meet me and speak Kazakh with me and show me the country. And I think being able to learn Kazakh here for that.
Amerikan қай штаты?
Washington штат.
Washington штат. Бағыттарың қайда? Туристсіңдер ме?
Biz Eskimede тұрамыз. Мен орысша және қазақша.
Ал жігіттер, бәріңе жіберем
I think people should learn Kazakh because it's a beautiful country and culture. It's not very well known, but it has a lot to offer for a tourist or just for somebody who's interested in that region of Asia in general. I think it's also a very beautiful and unique language. There's a lot of poetry in the language and literature. It has a lot to offer, but nobody knows about it. I like the word dala, because dala means step. And for me, that is what Kazakhstan is. It's this expansive, flat, sort of inhospitable steppe terrain, but the people who live there are just the warmest and friendliest people you could imagine. I decided to go on a little trip around the region of East Kazakhstan, which was where I was living. And I was able to travel for a week without staying at any hotels because I just had friends that hooked me up with their relatives or relatives of relatives. It was amazing just going into villages and talking with people who didn't speak English or even Russian. And I had the feeling that I never would have been able to talk to them otherwise if I hadn't had some sort of background in Kazakh that I got at the UW. Obviously I was the first American that they would have spoken to, especially who spoke Kazakh. And people were just elated that I had interest in their culture. I would definitely recommend getting in contact with Nelk and specifically Talant Malkonula. He teaches a number of languages, not just Kazakh, also Uyghur and Uzbek and Chagatai. But because there's not all that many people who are interested in these languages, I think you have a good chance of customizing the program to what your goals are, if you just get in contact and show interest.